So in this video, I'll be talking about how senior moments can lead to dementia, why this happens, and how you can stop this from happening to you. Hi, Dr. Tom Harding here, and if this is your first time visiting our channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I am a neuropsychologist, and what that means basically is I test brain function. This channel is all about helping you live with better brain health. Today we are going to be talking about senior moments and how they could become dementia if you don't do something about it. So let's get started. Part of my job is to sometimes give bad news to people and let them know that they have slid down into the early stages of dementia. And oftentimes I am asked, why me? Why did this happen to me? So it's a good question. Why did this happen to them? Or better yet, why might this happen to you? Let me show you how this happens. Now if you look at this graph, you'll see it says healthy versus dementia at the top. The yellow line is the healthy brain aging line. As you go through life, it stays pretty stable. And then as you reach your 70s and 80s, it starts to decline, and that is normal for a healthy aging brain in its 80s to decline and have the occasional senior moment. Take a look at that other line. If you look at it, it starts in your late 50s, early 60s. There's starting to be a divergence there. And this is the baby boomers that we're talking about now. If you're a baby boomer and you're in your early to mid 60s and you're already having senior moments, you need to listen to this. You're on the wrong path. Look at this green line, how it goes down. And as you continue to go down, you will be demented before you even reach 80. Now on that path to dementia, there are all kinds of brain diseases that can rob you of your memory function. The biggest piece there, if you look at it, is Alzheimer's disease. We refer to this as a dementia pie chart. This is not all of the types of dementia, but this is a lot of the ones you need to worry about. Vascular dementia is a big chunk, and a lot of Americans, because of their poor diet, are starting to show signs of vascular dementia. And then that other slice there, that includes alcohol-related dementia. If you've been doing drugs and drinking too much alcohol in your life, you may end up with alcohol-related dementia. Now, you're not aware that this is happening because you can't feel it. It's kind of like high blood pressure. You can't feel the blood pressure rise in your veins until you go to the doctor and he goes, oh, you have hypertension. So there's things going on inside our body we cannot feel, and you can't see it. Your brain is in the same situation. You can't feel the changes as it's happening, but I can show them to you now. I have a computerized model that goes from normal brain to a demented brain. So as you can see, it shrinks over time. It loses brain cells and it loses connections. And then before you know it, you're going, what was that person's name? I don't remember why I'm in this room. Have you seen my purse? I can't find my keys. This next picture you see will be those two ends, the normal to demented, side by side. This is a frontal view. This is what we call a coronal section. The left side, the healthy brain, is plump like a grape, and the advanced Alzheimer's side is shriveled like a raisin. Quickly, I want to go back to this healthy versus dementia, and that line that starts off yellow and turns green and then purple, that's got that curve in it. The next slide is I want to straighten that out. So in this graph, we call this the brain function continuum. So if you think of the brain function continuum, you had those two halves of the brain. The one side was normal and healthy, and the other side was demented. What I'm going to do is spread those apart so that you can see the stages in between. And so you can see the subjective cognitive impairment there near the middle. That's senior moments. If you're having senior moments, you have already slid down to SCI. The very next stage over, and it's a very short step, is mild cognitive impairment. Mild cognitive impairment is a diagnosable condition, and it's a very short step over to early stage dementia. Now, if you reach early stage dementia, it's too late. We can give you medications to help slow down your progression, but we can't stop it. But if we catch you at senior moments or at mild cognitive impairment, we can help you. And so do not wait until you're demented. If you're having senior moments, then recognize it and come in so we can help you. Do you remember the movie An Inconvenient Truth with Al Gore? Well, in that movie, he used a metaphor of a frog jumping into some water. And as long as the water was brought up to a boil slowly, the frog wouldn't jump out. So basically what that's referring to is you can't feel changes slowly over time.
If a frog jumps into a pot of boiling water, it jumps right out again because it senses the danger. But the very same frog, if it jumps into a pot of lukewarm water that is slowly brought to a boil, will just sit there and it won't move. It'll just sit there even as the temperature continues to go up and up. It'll stay there until it's rescued.
Did you see what we did there? Folks, your brain is the frog. If you're having senior moments, that water temperature is rising and you don't even know it. We need to rescue your brain now. Some of you don't even have time to waste. You need to start now. I can show you the how-to. You have to make the changes in your life. Some of you may be wondering, what are my odds of becoming demented? Well, it's like me taking a coin and flipping it up in the air, catching it and putting it on my hand. Your odds are 50-50. How do you feel about making that call? What if I told you we could make your odds 90-10? 90% chance you won't get dementia, 10% you will. Better odds, yeah? Now, we can't make it 100% because 10% of the cases of dementia are genetic related. But the other 90% are not genetic related. So if you're thinking, I'm not going to have dementia because my parents didn't have it, think again. 90% of the cases are behavioral habits and environment. And if you are wondering, does this guy really know what he's talking about? Let me show you something. I was the passenger in this hot rod pickup truck that hit a tree going over 100 miles an hour. And as you can see, it wrapped itself right around the tree. That's the grill, and I'm sitting on the other side of that going from 100 to 0 in a blink of an eye. If you look inside the cab, that's crushed all the way up to the bench. If you look at that dashboard, now that back in the 70s they had a lap belt. There was no airbags. There was no shoulder belt. My head slammed into that dashboard and left a big dent. That afterwards, I couldn't remember that well. I couldn't remember a name. I could recognize a face, but I could not find the name for that person. I would walk into a room and I would forget why I was in there. I was having word finding problems. A decision was hard for me to make. Does any of this sound familiar? I was having senior moments. I was only 18 years old. I went from a normal brain function to senior moments like that. I was kind of like the frog that jumped into the hot water and jumped right out because he knew that water was hot. Same thing for me. After that accident, I knew my brain, something had happened and I needed to get busy. I started rehabilitating my brain. I can talk the talk because I have already walked the walk. I've helped thousands of people. I have a book out. It's called You Can Prevent Alzheimer's Disease. And I have done hundreds of seminars in the community helping people just like you rehabilitate their brain and avoid dementia. Question of the day: what do you do to keep your brain healthy? Let me hear from you in the comments section below. If you have any ideas for future videos or topics, please let me know in the comments section. For more videos and content, check out our website at www.bedementiafree.com or visit us at the Maui Memory Clinic for a checkup from the neck up. I'm Dr. Tom. I'll see you next time.